Hi everybody. Well, my name is Nana, and I'm actually gonna start with this introduction. So while you guys look at the photos there, I just want to say that we are actually becoming a global community in the world, countries, and individual, even our economy also. Okay, the government seeing that needs has incorporated technology system, okay, into their ministries and departments. In the developing countries, as I discovered, there are particular constraints that, for the developing country, such as the insufficient funding, poor infrastructure, limited technological expertise. I am from Thailand, and I found that if the government wants to register success, it has to make considerations on the impact of ICT adoption. Social structure need to be put in place, policy framework that address costs, skills of users, and the minimization of corruption, and of course the political uncertainties. My research is intended to assist the Thai government to improve the flow of information, faster processing of the documents, database, contracts, reports, and many other information systems. So to go forward, I will conduct more in-house study of how Ministry of Agriculture in Thailand, okay, how they actually work, become a most vital government department, and as a developing country, how this particular department and other departments could work closely, effectively, and efficiently in establishing strong ICT framework that make them more efficient. So the identification of critical factors of the adoption ICT will actually will help the boost e-government. So it will reflect a positive impact on working environment by utilizing resources, okay, and such as enhanced communication, knowledge management, training, knowledge retaining within Ministry of Agriculture in Thailand. So on top of that, this research would go a long way to assist the Thai government improve towards the adoption of ICT, but also making their department and ministry efficient to improve their life of their civil servants, but not just only in Thailand, but also will also benefit to other developing countries as well. So this is just my introduction part. For this particular research, I would like to present. After I researched, I found that this ICT adoption. Oh, what happened? Yeah, there we go. So I'm just gonna focus only for this for my research alone. I'm just gonna look into the ICT adoption and the UTOT model. I will actually introduce the UTOT model in following slide. Before that, just so you understand, as I mentioned in my introduction, I look into the ICT in the Ministry of Agriculture. But let me tell you a little bit background why I'm looking into this. Because from what I researched is that I have to look into the ICT, but then it's too broad for me to actually catch the ICT and all the applications, all the e-government throughout the ministry. So I have to pick one of the most used application, used e-government in Thai government department. So I picked the government fiscal, what they call as a GFMIS application, which is finance system. That all ministry require this application. They use this application to manage their finance system. So that's why I picked this. And then why I picked Ministry of Agriculture? Because if I have to study throughout the ministry, it's gonna be too many of them, about 22 of them. So I make use of this, the network that my parents, they are actually working in the government, and I myself have a good network in the Ministry of Agriculture, so I can reach the users. So I picked this particular ministry, and then I actually study about it. So as you can see from this flow, we actually I'm just gonna look into the user's perspective, how they actually adopt this application, what are the factors, what are the problems, the issues that they encounter at the moment, and why they did not utilize fully 100% of this application. So when I look into this, I look into this end users only, not others. But however, at the end, the contribution will go to the last into the Ministry of Finance and also Ministry of Information Communication Technology, which is ICT. Then after I'm doing my research, I found that these are the issues of the technology adoption. These are the major issues of the adoption, which is number one is of course the cost incur, because they have to purchase the terminal. As you can see from this slide, they must have this, as you already know, that they have to have a proper terminal, their own PC which is equipped, because in order for the security purposes. And also the final, the terminal is contained of all databases, like all which must be centralized, and the cost of maintenance is quite high on this part as well. So that's why the cost incur is quite a problem right now. And then the learning rate of the employees. Of course, in the government, as you know, there are the permanent staff, and they're staying longer. Like they're no offense, mostly senior people. They're not really IT savvy, so they have some sort of problem with adopting the new technology as well. And then work layoff automation process. This of course due to the new government system now, they're not just recruiting the permanent staff, but also they recruit the contract staff. It's actually laid off every year. Once they work for a year, they will have to have a go through the KPI, evaluate the performance, and then if they not meet this standard of their performance, they're just gonna kick them out. And then after 3 years only, then they will consider, okay, you're gonna go for permanent or not, then we evaluate again one more time. So this is the new governance system here. But the permanent staff is still there, it's just that there is some quota for permanent staff. So that's why there's a problem there. And then the negative attitude toward change by employee. Of course, there's some updates, upgrade, and the training time to time. When there is some upgrade, okay, they have to come all the way to Bangkok to receive the training. So it's quite troublesome, and they have to the current system alone already so complex enough right now, but they actually add on more gadgets, more system into it. So it's a bit add more complexity in there. So, and then the last one is high running maintenance cost, as I mentioned earlier, because there are terminal in the entire country, the whole country. Every part of the country have the sector, and each sector will have few terminals. So each terminal will actually have this maintenance cost, incur. And not just the maintenance, sometimes the technician, they're not there. They are actually here, but they have to travel all the way to just fix one or two problems. So, and next would be this, the issues toward the information system. Earlier, talking about the adoption, how users adopt. But also, this is another major problem, is the technology itself. It's a rapid change. As you know, that right now we are very fast in the technology. The users kind of can't really cope with something new, touch screen, or they have to go through this the training when they don't really get it. Sometimes they come to train about like 100 staff all together, but they can't really focus each individual, and so they just like ignore sometimes. So this is the new technology, very fast. And another thing is that we about to enter to AEC. I believe some of you heard of AEC, Asian Economic Community Project, which is something like ASEAN, like a union. So we have to what the ICT is one of the blueprint, that the government need to upgrade their technology to same as other the neighbor country as well. So this is something like the employee quite worried and try to cope with it. So just recently, the second crash of the system happened, because what happened is the users from every part of the sector, they're still using manual. What happened right now, they don't really use the system properly, they're still using manual, and at the end, they still have to input inside the system. So when it comes to the quarter report of the finance system, the whole country input the same time, load the same time, then system crash at the end. So this is something that problem recently. And then obsolete of the equipment. The terminal quite old for some areas, some southern Thailand, North Thailand, because they did not upgrade due to the budget constraint. So the terminal is quite old, like you know, they're still using fat screen. What do you call that one? The fat screen, they still have that, the white color screen. They still have that, and the PC is still slow. I actually went there, as you can see from the photos that I show looking. It's a recent photo, which is they're still using the old school. So the obsolete of the equipment is important issues right now. And then the update data, like as I said just now, the system crash. When they update the data, they input the data at the same time because they're still doing manual. So when they're about to give the report to the Ministry of Finance, the whole country upload everything at the same time. Of course, crash at the end. So then, after that, when I did research, I did research what are the factors, what are the some factors that can close this gap, can close this problem. So I come up with this Vantatach, Mr. Vantatach model, talking about the UTOR model, the Unified Theory of Acceptance and Use of the Technology model, which is best fit of this scenario, of this, in particular in the government scenario of the technology acceptance. I would call these four as an independent variable. Performance expectancy, number one, because the employee expect the technology must be easy, not too difficult, something you know, fast or something convenient for them. And then the effort expectancy is, I actually like for example, they come all the way from southern Thailand, take a flight, come for training. They expect something good. So because they put so much effort on this training, they have to put so much effort on learn the new technology. Of course, they need to have some sort of effort expectancy on that part. And of course, the social influence inside the department. One person saying, "Oh, this system is so difficult," and other will think, "Yeah, it is difficult." Something like that. And if the management also not motivate them to utilize this system properly, they feel demotivated completely. And this is what happened now. Because the senior management themselves, as I said, the non-IT savvy, most of the non-IT savvy themselves, they're not really into the technology. So that's why they go like, it's alright, you do the manual first, do as it is, Excel file, great, then upload afterward, or something like that. This is how the gap there. And facilitating condition. It's important, you know why? Because the terminal is important, the equipment. If it's not, if it's still obsolete, how can you motivate and encourage the users to utilize it if it's always jerk, hang, or cause the problem? And then this one actually related to behavioral intention. At the end, the use of behavior of this ICT, there is a problem there, the gap there, because of these factors, these independent variables. And then it also, there are moderators actually influence this as well, which is most of the in the finance department, most of them are ladies, and the ladies a bit senior, they don't really know technology. Is no offense, but this is reality out there. That's why I am here. You know, in this period, I went for the data collection, and gender, age, experience, voluntariness of use is one of the very, very important moderator for me to understand why and the characteristic of the users as well. Is it this characteristic actually, you know, like saying this, you know, like the age of the 35 years old lady, non-IT savvy, not satisfied with the system. So this is how the outcome that I'm expecting from this model. Just a little bit of evolution of the model itself. These are the table. This is just a duplicate from the source, not from myself. Start from the theory, reason, action first, and then go a long way until the model of this perceived consequence, the habit, and then at last is a unified theory accepting. And right now they have the Venkatesh come up with U-Taught 2. It's like iPad 2, this model. So they come up with the extended model as well. But my scenario very well fit with the first one. So that's why I'm sticking to this. So my paper really highlight on this advantage and disadvantage. After I've done all this research, I found number one advantage of this is because very comfortable, very well fit with this the ICT adoptions, it's particularly in the public sector, because of this many researchers from Saudi Arabia have done this, but in different contexts. Of course, in their are they a developing country? I'm not sure, but the same context I can actually adopt into it, and it's really similar. So that's why I picked Bangladesh, this U-Taught model, and of course the factors, the influence factors, because when you use the technology, there are many influence factors that as I mentioned inside the model before. Okay, and of course about this the emerge of all the theory, about 7 or 8 theory that I showed in the table just now. It's all emerge and until become the final model, the U-Taught model. And at last is the disadvantage. The disadvantage of U-Taught is something that I'm certain that every model have disadvantage, but this model, I hardly can find disadvantage for my scenario, for my case study. But for the model that attend and quit, because it's quite vague somehow for this model, that's why they come out with the U-Taught 2, which is more comprehensive, more independent variable. So they're still developing the model there. Okay, it's stopped right there, but they have extended U-Taught model. That's why there's a disadvantage for this current model. And also this model actually they do more in the public sector. They do more in the private company, like a corporation, not in public, not in the government. I'm actually the very few of all besides the Saudi Arabia case, I'm the quite a few of the minor group that pick this model to try to use it and analyze with this the public sector context, especially in the Thai government. So that's it. If I would like to conclude here is that for me to implement this the ICT adoption towards this the Thai government department, U-Taught model for me is it's the most fit, and the more because of the variables that I mentioned, they are the 4 variables, but actually I add my own another 3 factors which are not mentioned in the paper, which is going to be another paper probably. It is I actually think that this could close the gap, could close all the problems that I mentioned earlier. So, and also I feel admired, I would use this word, admire this Venkatesh, because he actually combined many models together and become the unified model. So that's my conclusion for this presentation. Any questions?